Perhaps we shall take it to the Lord in prayer. Kanisa litajengwa na kina nani?
Iyo, oh, oh, oh.
Iyo, oh, oh, oh. Iyo. I know most of us sang this chorus in Sunday school. I know I did, and it was a very common one. And growing up, I did take this song literally to mean, you know, we need to build a structure that is the church. But for any person that has been keen or is keen on growing spiritually and their faith, that kind of examination will let you know that this is bigger than that. Of course, you know what I'm heading towards, and my hot button today is about President William Ruto's State House Chapel project. The president came around to clarify that he was not building a church, not building a church worth 1.2 billion shillings as was initially reported, but that he's renovating an existing staff chapel and at a lesser cost, just a few 300 million shillings that is privately funded. This is not state funded. Let's in fact listen to the president before I continue.
Now, I have no apologies to make. Kwa kujenga kanisa, I have no apology. Munanielewa? Na hakuna mtu nitaomba msamaha. Kwa kujenga kanisa, tutajenga kanisa ya Mungu. Shetani akasirike, afanye ile anataka. Mimi sijaanzisha kanisa State House, nilikuta kanisa ikiweko. Shida tu ilikuwa ya mabati. Kanisa ya mabati inatoshana na State House. Hata kwa maoni yenu. Sasa nimeamua nijenge kanisa inatoshana na State House.
Right, the president there saying that he has no apologies to make. But I want to cut down to the faith, the teachings of faith, because our president has continually fashioned himself as a pious Christian. And even away from Christianity, across all faith, the paths of, spirituality, there's a fundamental message of the humanity of the people, the welfare of humanity. And I'm going to go ahead and quote biblical scripture from Matthew 25, that is 31 to 46. We are in church, guys. This is the parable of the sheep and the goats that Jesus taught. And the essence of this was based on eternal judgment, where Jesus was saying, you will be judged based on how you treat the people that are lesser than you, those that are suffering. Have you fed those who are hungry? Have you clothed those who are naked? Did you welcome a stranger? Did you visit the sick? And why am I saying this? The president, his faith personal notwithstanding, is doing this project against the echoes of our kids who are in the streets. Kids who are protesting because they don't have jobs. Kids who are protesting because they can't put food on the table. Right. There's no future that is looking viable to them right now. So even coming to say that I have no apologies to make, that this is not state funded, the optics are all wrong, Mr. President. Constitutionally, Kenya is a secular state. Article 8 of the Constitution says that, and I'll look at that there shall be no state religion. So what are you saying about the aspirations of people who are either faithless or belong to these other religions? You are also a symbol of national unity, constitutionally. So what are you saying? The optics are wrong, Mr. President, and there has been a lot of conversation across this. We've seen even statements looking at the funding, the supplementary budgets that we have seen being approved time and time again, being corrected and going forward. So there's also questions about the funding being said that it's private and whatnot, that there's a lot of this. So the question is, this is in bad taste, Mr. President, constitutionally, spiritually, and religiously.
So the thing about the church and the state and spiritual matters is they get very mangled up, unfortunately, because they are used to politically mobilize. Matters of faith are not intellectual matters. It's a belief. And I think for me on this question of the church is this one simple principle really. This is not a private ground. It's public property. And we hope that anyone who walks to State House then treats that public property and holds it in trust for all of us. In essence, to mean that you don't walk in there and change the architecture of this entire space, right? The White House has survived dozens of years because it's essentially treated as a hotel. You don't go into a hotel room and change the beddings, even if you don't like it, right?
I think also quite interesting, again, when I saw that, I was like, so should we expect a mosque? Should we expect a temple? And looking at the fact that the priorities of this government's index have become so dramatic. Nowadays, I don't even know what the function of government is with what I see. But also, where are the schools? Where is the priority of hospitals? Where is the priority of things that actually matter? Where is the answers to the questions that young people are asking on the streets? They're so simple to grasp, yet a church can answer so much. So I think maybe all of us are invited. I mean, it's public land to go for service.
All right.
Before you come in, Smart, somebody who's watching us on YouTube is saying, Shingdikti, why was it a secret? Drops mic.